Hello, my Teaserking family. How are you today? I hope everybody made some money yesterday. I know I did. Locks were 2-1. I hit the Miami, Florida over and the Nevada over on Friday night and lost the Utah over last night. Other strong plays were Michigan, Baylor, Notre Dame. Just a real big weekend. Today I have one lock going with, I think it's 25 units, and then I have a next weekend in college. I've already posted that lock. I don't want the spread to change, so I posted it and bet it early. Anyway, let's go through the line today. Cleveland is now up to 13.43. Frisco is 6.5, 45. Buffalo 7.50. Miami 3.5, 44. Carolina 3.43. Baltimore's down to 4.43. Not sure about Lamar Jackson. Philly's 3.42. Tennessee's 10.44. Green Bay is 1.47. I thought Aaron Rodgers, he was probable with a toe. I'm not sure if it doesn't look like he's playing, but I think he is. Cincy 1.5, 50. Seattle, here's the game. Seattle's now moved to -3. 47, I think, is still the over-under. Let's see what we got on this game. Yeah, I'm going to read it right off of here. So Green Bay's 147.5, since he's 150. Seattle is 2.5 now, 2 and 45.5, 46.5. So it looks like Murray's not playing because Arizona was a 2 or 3 point favorite. Now I'm struggling with Seattle. It's now gone to 2.5. So looks like he's out. KC 2.5, 56. San Diego is 5.5, 47. Again, Roethlisberger is playing. And Tampa is 11, 49.5. So from what I can tell on injury notes, it's hard because you got to really get an update. Probably like ESPN's the best. Just going online, it's hard to see. I mean, right here it says where I'm reading, Kyler Murray was limited in practice Friday, questionable with an ankle. See, so what I'm looking at doesn't really update the injuries very well. When I look at Aaron Rodgers, he's not even on the injury, so he's not an issue. Minnesota. Yeah, I don't see any of their key players on either. So just Minnesota betting, knocking it down to 1. Lamar Jackson, he's just listed. Well, this spread's dropping down to 1.5. I see. Well, Lamar Jackson has been ruled out heading into week 11. Okay, so he's out, which now we got to add a bet. So over, under, down to, well, it's at 44. Okay. And I don't know. I still see a line of 4.5. Let's see if that line changes. Okay. Yeah, I see. Now I see a 1.5. And I see a 40.5 of 41. So -1.5 and then down to 41. Yeah. So with the refresh height, Cleveland 13.42, Frisco 7.45, Buffalo 7.49, Miami's 4.44, Carolina 3.43, Baltimore's now 1.5, 40.5. Philly is 3.42. Tennessee's mostly 10s and 44.5. Green Bay's 1.5, 47.5. Cincy's 1.5, 50. Seattle is now 3.45.5. KC's 2.5, 55. San Diego is 6.47. Tampa is 11 and 50. So it looks like the key injuries. So of the injuries, Roethlisberger is playing. Murray apparently is out. Lamar Jackson is out. And so with that new information, I'm going to go put in a bet on I'm going to take Baltimore under now. 41 under 47 and play up with Arizona under. And that's 47.53. Okie doke. So this is a good example of how Teaserking works. I mean, I'm not a handicapper, but I also bet, obviously. So the regular handicapper would never have given you this game. I'm just giving you Baltimore under, Arizona under. And they never would have given you the game because they're all done Thursday posting their games. Nobody's going to post it this late. Nobody's going to tell you. That's the difference. I see a good value here. Baltimore, who do you got for Baltimore? Chase McSorley? Maybe not. Against Fields, two good under teams. They're going to, without the quarterbacks. Baltimore didn't do anything with Jackson. So this has now become an under game. Two good defenses, two good unders. Chicago's a W, which means their defense isn't that good, but they don't score. And then Baltimore doesn't score anyway without Jackson. With him, it was just his running the ball. So now they're going to be – this is much more of a running game and much more of an under game. So that's how you look at it when there's no quarterback play. The coaches are going to play safe. They're going to run the ball more. That's what they do. So same thing in the Arizona-Seattle game. So you got Russell Wilson and company who got shut out last week. So they're going to be on fire and pissed off. But Arizona, how are they going to score? I mean, Arizona's they don't got anything. Colt McCoy is questionable too. So let's say he plays. If he's the best they got, they're not going to do anything on Seattle. Yes, I know Seattle's defense isn't the greatest, but Seattle is definitely they're going to score with Russell Wilson, but Arizona's not going to score at all. So this will probably be 20-0 or something. It's not going to be like Frisco where Frisco just gave him the games. Russell Wilson's not going to do that. We get some points. They run the ball. That's what Coach Pete likes. The defense will be blitzing all over whoever Arizona's quarterback is, and look for this game to be under. So that's how you look at it. My picks today were Frisco, Buffalo. I don't like the Miami Jet game. Miami's won 6 of the last 7, and the line has moved to 3.5, 4. But I don't like Miami. I don't like Tagovailoa, as you all know. And the Jets, I do like White if he gets a chance. I think this will be a close game. But Miami's won 6-7, but I don't like Miami as a road favorite. Over under, probably an under 44.5. We'll see. Carolina 3 over Washington. I have no suggestion here. I don't like Cam Newton. He was terrible at New Orleans for 2 years, or at New England for 2 years. He's all of a sudden going to be good because he has one good game against Arizona. I don't think so. Washington's got injuries to Young and Sweat on the defensive line, which is their strength. I don't know what you got. Carolina probably wins 20-7 or something like that. Chicago, Baltimore, we just talked about, low scoring game, no offense in it without Lamar Jackson. Fields is terrible. So, just look for a very, maybe 13-10 type of game. So I don't like a team in the game. So I like the game under versus a team. Philly 3 over New Orleans. I like New Orleans as the dog here. They're a very strong road dog. Philly's a terrible home favorite. I got New Orleans -3. I don't have any problem with Simeon. You've got the best coach in New Orleans. He's like Nick Saban. I keep forgetting his name sometimes. Sean Payton, that's what it is. Hey, Todd, Detroit quarterback. Yeah, I know he's out. Probably an under anyway shootout. Having my chicken today, thank you, and leaving out to place the Pro Bowl. Okay, so I added the Baltimore under with Arizona under. So make sure you get that one. I just added it. Everything else was on last night. So as you can see, I was up last night, and the new college line came out. And then I could see the line on Seattle going down, and that's when I put out a big bet on Seattle with the college line. And so I told Todd on an email that, hey, I just added this, and it looks like Murray's going to be out, so let's get Seattle in. So that's how I interact with that's how I do business. Is I'm up looking. I know Murray's questionable. I think he's got a high ankle sprain that they're not telling us about, so that's why he's out for so long. Regular ankle sprain wouldn't be that much. This is the problem when you have all these running quarterbacks. They get injured. Lamar Jackson is not injured. He's got a health issue, but it's not COVID. So I don't know if it's a health issue. I assume he's got some sort of throw up or something, because otherwise it's a health issue. If you got the flu, you're playing. If you got a cold, you're playing, unless it's like a kidney or a liver or something internal like that. Then I could understand. I could understand that. But otherwise, I'm surprised he's out with an illness. That's very rare. So like I said, so as soon as I see a spread drop, I use the spread like I do it in poker. Poker, you're either a bluffer or you're not. And if you're not a bluffer and you make a bet, you've got a hand. So I don't need to look at your face. I can look at your bet, and I know exactly what you're doing. So I just know what type of player you are. So if you're a bluffer and you check, you've got a hand. If you're a straight player and you only bet when you got the cards, then you make a bet, you've got a hand. If you don't bet and you're checking, you're more than likely got nothing or a possible. So that's what I'm doing here. I see the line start dropping on the Seattle game. See, Arizona started out as like a 2, and then it goes, or maybe even a 3, and then it goes down. As I stated on my NFL video, that if Kyler Murray doesn't play, I love Arizona. And so it got to the point where I could see it was 1.5. So between Russell Wilson being pissed off that he got shut out last week, and okay, now he's played, now he's practicing with the receivers, look for a big effort out of Seattle. And then especially if Kyler Murray's not playing. So now it makes it a Seattle dog play last night, with now it's Seattle's laying 3. If you bought from me and you're going to ask me, should I still play Seattle +3? The answer is still yes. but probably not as many units. Touch it down a little, and then play the under in the game also with the other side of it. So anyway, where was I? New Orleans. So I like New Orleans there. Strong dog, strong defense, great coach. Philadelphia, I'm not a Hurts fan. He wants to run too much. New Orleans defense will shut him down. I'll look for this game to be close. And I have confidence in Simeon. I'm not worried about it. So I like the 9 in this game. Tennessee 10 over Houston. Again, you got Tyrod Taylor in it. The last games have been close. So Tennessee doesn't normally blow out Houston. Now, Mills was the quarterback, I'd say yes. But again, you don't have Henry. You got Tyrod Taylor. I think this spread's too high at 10. Small trend on Tennessee. They're very good against the number this year. But I think it'll be a closer game than that. Green Bay 1 over Mini. The small trend on Mini. The dog is good. The last 6 in this in a teaser. Green Bay -1, 47.5. I liked it under. I don't trust Kirk Cousins, but what's really getting me is Green Bay's defense is so strong that I really like that. And Minnesota, they have a very good defense also. And I think this game, Jones is out for Green Bay. I think it becomes a low-scoring game. Cincinnati and Oakland. Cincinnati 1.5, 50. Small trend on Oakland. This is probably an over game. I don't see. It's hard. How do you trust like Cincinnati as a road favorite? It makes it very difficult. Oakland is a home dog. Oakland doesn't show anything as a trend. Oakland's a very strange team. This is a perfect example of the league now. They're an E team. You don't know what you're going to get. Or they could win the game by 10, they could lose the game by 10, and you don't have a clue which way to really go on it. So, what are you going to do with that? So that's where I get, that's where I start looking for overs and unders, but I don't even know, maybe an over because of Chase and Burrow and Carr. You got good quarterbacks. You don't even know who Oakland's coach is, and then Cincinnati's coach, I think it was a Nebraska quarterback, I think. So, again, I don't know what they're doing. So, probably points in this game. We just talked Arizona, Seattle. Again, Russell Wilson off of a shutout, which never happens. He'll be on fire. Seattle wins this game pretty big. And probably an under because if Murray's out, which is what the line is suggesting that, people aren't just betting Seattle moving the line to 3 for nothing. If they're even betting the line up, I think the bookies, and this is what's different. Before the spread would move based on the betting activity. So if a lot of money came in on one team, the line would move a half a point. The line would move a point. Now it's almost like Murray might not play. We're going to make Seattle -3 without the betting, which is very dangerous because it allows a lot of middles and the casino can lose both ways. But I would trust that with this line movement down to 3 that he's out. Dallas, KC -2.5. Chocolatey Clear is back today. Dallas looks fine, pretty healthy. Over under 56, which is pretty big. The trend says take Dallas as the dog. Dallas is very strong this year in a teaser. KC's very weak in a teaser, so it's a perfect. They're strong, they're weak. I honestly think Dallas right now is the better team. Dallas is an A, Kansas City's an E, so I look at it like Kansas City's defense is not going to stop Dallas. Dallas maybe stops Kansas City. Kansas City had one good game against them last week, so are they back? I mean, yeah, they scored 40 points. That'll help. But I'm not afraid. I think Dallas is the play here. I think they're the better team, and they're getting 8.5 in a teaser. So I'm going to go that way. I could go over, but I like Dallas and 8.5 better. San Diego 6 over Pitt. Pitt's an under team. Roethlisberger is off the COVID list, so he's quarterbacking, and it's a whole different team with him. They're going to stay active in the game. San Diego -6. I believe that. Let me check. I believe Bosa's out with the COVID. Let's see, San Diego. Herbert's probable with an oblique. I don't know. Probables to me, I don't even know why they're on here. Keenan Allen. I don't even see Bosa on here. That's weird. I thought he was off with COVID, but I guess he must be playing. So I like the dog in the game. San Diego 6. I like Pitt and 12 with Roethlisberger. San Diego's a terrible home favorite. I've locked against them twice already this year with Dallas, and then last week with Minnesota, won both times. Actually, the team won both times that I had. San Diego didn't even win the game. So I like San Diego. I mean, I like the quarterback. I think he's very good. Herbert. I like Keenan Allen. I could never understand San Diego not winning more than they do. They seem to have good players. With Rivers, I liked Rivers. With Herbert, I mean, you got a good quarterback. You got Keenan Allen. You got running backs, Eckler. I don't understand. I don't know if it's their defense, but they are an E team, which means they'll score in the 20s and give up in the 20s, mid-20s. Pitt's an under team that now, with their defense. And with Roethlisberger, they'll keep in the game. So I like the 12 there. And then the Giants in Tampa, the trend is Tampa, or is the Giants as a road dog. And it's a lot of points, 16 and a half. I don't know what to do with this game. It's probably a good no play. Probably over 44 as you have, Brady's going to light it up. They've lost 2 in a row, and I get that. Antonio Brown is out, which does make a small difference, although they have all the other receivers. It shouldn't be too much, but Brady's been going to him a lot and getting a lot of touchdowns. So it's how can they lose 3 games in a row is the question with Brady. And I'd be shocked if they do, but the Giants, I think they can score. Daniel Jones seems to run effectively, and they put some points on. Their defense is not that good. So I think it's an over game. I don't know. The points scare me. Tampa is pissed off. So you're going to have one of two things. Either Tampa loses again, which I see very unlikely, or Tampa Bay explodes and is pissed and gets the win, of which then you're going to see them score 30, but you're going to see the Giants get 20. So the 50 goes over 44, and that is probably the most likely scenario that I don't see the Giants putting all this pressure on Brady and they score 17 points. I just don't see that. Now, will the Giants win? Will they cover? Yeah, my guess would be about a 37-28 game would be my guess. So I think the Giants with the 17 or 16 cover. Tampa Bay probably -4 covers and over covers. So this would be a game that Tampa wins because they've lost 2 in a row and they're focused. And when you piss Brady off, forget about it. So that's how I look at it. So I had New England on Thursday night. I wanted to lock them, but after I locked Baltimore over Miami, I said, okay, I'm not going to lock the Thursday night games. I bet it normally, but I didn't lock it. And I have it with a game today. So New England's already come in, and they did what you expect, a good defense with Matt Jones. They're a very strong team. They're now an A team, and that's why I do the charts so you can see the A teams, the teams that start going to A. What's happening now is here's your good teams, New England and Buffalo and New Orleans and Tennessee, Green Bay, and Arizona with Murray healthy. So right now they're not an A. Dallas and Tampa. So they're either A's or B's, and they slide and go up as it happens. And then you got your weak teams, which are Atlanta, Detroit, Jacksonville, the Jets. Miami's pretty weak. Washington, Chicago, Houston with Mills, but Houston with Taylor. Now you got to see what's the grade, and that's it. And the rest are all like E teams. So that's the problem with the league. What do you do with the E teams? They're not strong enough, So then you kind of juggle an E team like Cincinnati and Oakland. Okay, they got good quarterbacks, good receivers. They'll probably score points. Yeah, they don't have that shutdown defense. There's probably points. So you start playing those teams over. Then you got teams with the Jacksonvilles, the Bears, the Jets. They don't have quarterbacks. Like the Bears are good defensive. Carolina's pretty good defensive. Miami, Pittsburgh's like a good defensive. Seattle, those are under teams, but those are good under teams. So then you got the weak. You got your teams without the quarterback, basically. Chicago, Carolina, the Jets, Miami, Jacksonville. Those are really the problem now, And then when you get an injury, so Kyler Murray's out, and then Colt McCoy maybe plays with an oblique, maybe doesn't. Very painful. What are they going to do? Are they, so they become under teams. But again, everything changes as you see the player, right? So with Kyler Murray, they're this. Arizona's great team. Without him now, because they're so dependent on Kyler Murray running around and throwing these passes, without him, it's not replaceable. So this is why I laugh when they go next man standing. Well, it doesn't apply here. The next man is not Kyler Murray. He's maybe Colt McCoy, maybe not even Colt McCoy. So what happens then is it's not next man up. They're a lot weaker with this quarterback than that, and then becomes, okay, they're not going to score because they're really based on throwing the ball and Murray running around. So the new quarterback is not Murray. He's not going to run around. And that then creates we're not going to score a lot. So then the coach changes to more running plays because he doesn't have the quarterback to do what he wants to do offensively. And that's what happens. So you have to adjust as the injury. That's why it's key to like Lamar Jackson being out today. So I just bet Baltimore under because Lamar Jackson's out. He's dynamic. You're not replacing him. Although I do think Chase McSorley, if he is the quarterback, he's better than Jackson in the NFL because he drops back. He's a good passer, reads the defense as well. He was very good at Penn State. So I think they're making a huge mistake with Lamar Jackson at quarterback versus Chase McSorley. I think Lamar Jackson is some sort of wildcat quarterback, some sort of receiver. They're trying to make a wildcat quarterback their quarterback, and that's Baltimore's issue. That's why they can't win because you need a quarter. You need Mahomes, you need Russell Wilson and Rodgers and Brady and Herbert at I want to say Oregon, but I was watching Oregon last night. But Herbert at San Diego. I mean, that's your quarterback. Who was I watching yesterday? I was watching some game, and the guy was a drop back quarterback, and here he goes, and he was lighting it up. God, I wish I could remember that. I'll think about it. But so what you have is, you win with drop back quarterbacks. If they can run a little bit, fine. But the key is to make the defense guess. Are you running? Are you passing? And you need an accurate quarterback who can see the ball, see the windows, throw it in. That's why it's not next man up for quarterbacks. So when you lose a Lamar Jackson, the bet goes under. When he's playing, I still probably wouldn't have jumped on Baltimore, but it makes the under a lot more attractive against a good defensive team like the Bears and against Justin Fields, who, I'm sure Baltimore will pressure him, and then he's dead. See, that's all you got to do to beat these running quarterbacks, is just pressure him. If you get up if you can and get into the backfield, he can't read, he can't throw. He's not a good thrower. He's a runner, and then you then just sack him all day. That's what Cleveland did to Fields in the first game, and I don't understand why more teams aren't doing that to Fields. To let him just sit back in the pocket, you got to be crazy. If you just put a couple linebackers or a safety on him, I don't even know against these like Lamar Jackson. I don't even think I'd have 4 defensive linemen out there. I think I'd have 2, and bring in 2 extra safeties or a fast linebacker and a safety, and I would just bring them because you need more speed. And he's all done. I mean, San Diego did that in the playoff game a couple years ago, and I thought every team would just do that, play 2 extra safeties and blitz them, and they're all done. Anyway, any questions, comments? This really show is for you guys because I can do live. It's really sort of a Q&A. I'm giving you the new line. So like Seattle's now moved to 3. Let's see if that line has changed. So I go on Vegas and Vegas Insider, where it has all the casino. It has like 7 or 8 different lines on it, so I can see everything. And let's see if anything changed. Cleveland still 13, Frisco 6.5, 7, Buffalo 7, Miami's 4. God, I don't know why anybody would be betting Miami. Carolina 3, Baltimore's 1, 1.5, and 40.5. Philly's 3. Tennessee's still 9.5, 10. Green Bay 1.5, 47.5. Cincy 1.5. A couple of 2s. So some Cincy money. Over under still at 50. Seattle's 3s, 45. KC 2.5, 55. San Diego 6, 47. And Tampa is now 10.5, 11, 50. So you can see it's clear, like Jackson's out because the line's dropped to 1. You can see it's clear Murray's out because of the line. Even I don't know if anybody's announced it. I'm not watching the Fox pregame or anything, or ESPN, but you can tell by the line he's not playing. If he was playing, then everybody would be on Arizona because of how bad Seattle looked last week. And that's really what you got to look at the whole picture. You can't really look at last week's games, and that's the problem. Let's take college as an example. Baylor beats Oklahoma 2 weeks ago. And for some reason, Kansas State is a 1.5, 2-point favorite over Baylor yesterday. And I thought I was reading it wrong. I'm like, why is Baylor the dog? They're the better team. And hence, that's the secret of TK, of Teaserking, the professor, whatever you want to call me. That's the thing, is knowing the teams well enough and not looking at, So I even said, and if you listen to my college, I said, well, Baylor is they're the better team. I don't think they'll be flat because they can still win the Big 12 because I think they lost to Oak State in a close game. I said, so they only have the 1 loss, and Oak State's got to play Oklahoma. And this is what I said. Oklahoma really didn't play anybody. They played Baylor. They lose. They barely beat Iowa State on some gifts. And now they got Oklahoma State, and they're a 1-point favorite. And I love Oklahoma State as a home dog. They're the better team getting points. So anytime you get the better team getting points, that's really what you're looking for. You're looking up for Vegas's screw-ups. Vegas's screw-ups. There's 3. The Georgia under every week, except for yesterday because they're playing, Georgia, I don't know, some Coastal Carolina State or something. The other one is Miami over. They don't have that correct. That over should be 66 to 70 every week with Van Dyke. Again, they put up it was a 66-point game. The over-under was 50. I think it was 55. All I had to do was go over 49. It was halftime was already 41. By the end of the third quarter, they had already gone over. Again, they don't have a defense. And then the third one is also the Wake Forest over was in the 50s. That should be in the 60s because they score a lot. They don't play defense. And then they haven't caught on to Baylor and Oklahoma State properly. Baylor to be a dog, it would have been like Oklahoma going to Kansas State and being a 2-point dog. I mean, it's so what I do is I understand and I make my own lines, which are true lines, which this is what should happen. And when I see the difference is when I jump. And that's why the Nevada over was easy. That was lock on Friday night. The Saturday lock was Miami over. I should have locked Michigan and Baylor. But I bet them strong. But Baylor is a dog, and then Michigan had to win. If they lost, then Ohio State wins, and Michigan had to win, playing an easy Maryland team with no defense, and it's exactly what happened. So that's what you look for are the bad numbers. So you're looking for that. So that's what I'm looking for in the pros. It's a little bit different with the injuries. So I had Cleveland 7 over Detroit, but then Goff's out. So now I don't even know. Detroit's third-string quarterback actually isn't too bad. I remember in the preseason, I can't remember his name, but I like who is I don't remember who he is, but he's not bad. And then Cleveland's now, instead of 7, they're laying 12 or 13. And then you got obviously the Tennessee Houston. Now you've got Tyrod Taylor back. Baltimore, Jackson's out. Green Bay, Rodgers is playing. Arizona, Murray out. So now you have to adjust the line. Pittsburgh, Roethlisberger's out. So where else did I see? Well, I had Arizona -3, but without Murray, then that's about right. The 3. You don't get the same disparity in the pros. I had New Orleans favored by 3. That's probably the difference. Carolina, I had -7. And that's about it. Everything else, I had New England -7s coming in. And that's what you do. So today, now the key to today is betting to not lose what we made yesterday. So I was hot. I've been hot as hell in college the last 5 weeks. You see it all on my show. You know what my picks are. I'm telling you. Most of them I'm betting. You just don't know how much. You don't know which the lock is. But you basically hear all my, you knew I had Baylor over Oklahoma, and I did. You knew I had Baylor yesterday. That's very clear what I'm saying on my videos. So that's what we're looking for. So I like doing these lives. I know they're a little bit longer, and I can't tell. Sometimes my viewership's down, and I don't know if it's because they're the length or they're just not waiting for me to go through the picks, or they're expecting like a free pick. So I used to just give a pick. Now I'm getting more because it's more of a show and more of a class. I'm walking through each of the games, which takes longer, but you get all the information that you need. And I get a lot of questions. Do I like, Tulsa? Do I like South Florida? Do I like, Mississippi State and all that? So it's much more interactive and I think much better. All right. So I had viewers. I don't have viewers this second. So here's where I get lost. If I have a viewer, then they can ask questions, and that's the purpose of this. So without viewers, I'm like, okay, because it's not the type of thing you're going to look at Monday and see, because I've already done the pro one. So that's where my picks are. This is just updating the injuries and the spreads. So with that said, I think I will go and have breakfast and watch the 1 o'clock game, whoever that is. We'll see. Probably Green Bay, Minnesota, or it could be Baltimore, Chicago. Anyway, good luck. I have 2 huge locks. Well, I have a huge lock going today, which I just added, and then I have a huge lock going next week in college, 29 unit, I believe. So it's already posted, but I will delete it and then repost it for next week. Because then it becomes hard because I really can't categorize it and add it to the units or subtract it to the units, I got to wait till next week to do anyway. So then it's just sitting there without a win or a loss. So that's how I keep score. Anyway, good luck today. www.teaserking.com. Again, 29 unit lock is already out there. And a big lock today with the game tomorrow, with the game next Saturday. So I already have a pro today with the college. I think that's 29 or 25 units, and then I have a 29 unit college lock already up. I already like it. I don't want the line to move, and I'm getting it in now. The line will move, and we'll go from there. So good luck again. The late game. I don't know. Is the San Diego Pitt game the night game? Or the Dallas KC. Anyway, I like Pitt there, and I like Dallas. I like both dogs. And then tomorrow night, I guess I would take the game over 44. I think that's the best way. Really, Tampa -4.5. The Giants are very strong road dog, but after 2 losses, I'm not taking the Giants in 16.5, but I should. And the true bettor doesn't look at the teams, the professional, unless there's extenuating circumstances, which is Tampa Bay losing 2 in a row. Then it's okay. I gotta get off the trend of taking the Giants as a road dog because of Tampa losing 2 in a row, and Brady, they're going to play on fire, and they could easily blow out. I think they'll be blowing them out. Giants score late and cover the 16.5, 17, but Tampa wins. I think it's a double teaser type of game. Anyway, have a great day. Good luck, everybody. www.teaserking.com. I already posted huge lock today and a huge lock next week. All right, everybody. Have a good day. Good luck.